Is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Roster Watch. Today, we'll be going through another mock draft series, a couple of mocks today, going through the PPR version 8.1 of the magnificent, the maniacal, the mysterious Ultimate Draft cheat sheet over at RosterWatch.com. Be sure to go over there and check it out today and tomorrow as you get ready for this big weekend of of draft action, because that is what we're all here to do. And there's only a couple weeks until the NFL season kicks off. So be sure you're tapping in and checking out the PPR version of the Ultimate Draft cheat sheet, as well as the half PPR version, the standard and the Superflex over at rosterwatch.com. I got a lot of questions over the last two or three episodes to do a how to put the cheat sheet into the Fantasy Pros mock draft simulator. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through that right now. All right, so I'm going to pop up on the screen. I'm going to show you what Fantasy Pros looks like for me. We are Hall of Fame members over at Fantasy Pro. So if you're a Hall of Fame premium member, whatever, and on this left side, you will see the term NFL Draft Wizard. You'll see My Leagues, Draft Simulator, which is what we use. And then down here, you'll see Cheat Sheet Creator. And what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to click Cheat Sheet Creator. You can see we have cheat sheets in here. You're going to click Create Cheat Sheet. You're going to name it. I'm going to name it Example PPR. You're going to put it into, well, this just says select, but that's just dynasty or non-dynasty. You're going to do 2023 season, and you're going to click PPR for this. It's not showing the drop downs on the screen, but you can see PPR. And then you're going to do a QB, running back, receiver, tight end, kicker, defense. And then you're going to click your rankings. And when you click your rankings right here, it's going to give you this box right here where you have to put in your rankings. Now, the easiest way to do this for the Ultimate Draft cheat sheet, if you're using it for this tool, is you come over to the Ultimate Draft cheat sheet, and in column G, you click equals on your keypad, FLATTEN. That's flatten. You're going to click flatten. It's going to give you a parenthesis. And you're going to click on McCaffrey because he's on top left. You're going to click, and you're going to drag all the way to the bottom of the cheat sheet. All right. And you're going to go all the way down below Donovan Peoples-Jones. You're going to release, and then you're going to click the right parenthesis, and you're going to close the box and click enter. And it's going to give you a long list of players, at which point you're going to click on McCaffrey, and you're going to just drag like this all the way down. This is going to be in order of how they would be ranked per se for the cheat sheet. And that's when we say, well, it's a ranking on Fantasy Pros, but you look back at the cheat sheet to see if these guys are on the same level, and that's when you would choose, all right, it's, Donovan Peoples-Jones versus what Dwayne McBride or whatever running back you got. So that's how you copy it right there. And then we're going to go right back over to the Fantasy Pros cheat sheet creator again. Remember, example PPR, not dynasty. This is the dynasty box. If it's dynasty, PPR, got your position selected, your rankings, and then right here, you're just going to click paste, which is Control V on my laptop. Otherwise, you just click paste if you can. Click next. It's going to take you to the next screen, if it ever loads, and you're going to have this entire thing. It's going to say, hey, look at all these guys that are in your cheat sheet. This is your rankings. Is this correct? It's going to say, are these four guys right? Because Josh Allen is a defensive player, Lamar Jackson is a defensive player, etc. You're just going to double check that. Come all the way to the bottom. Click create cheat sheet. And then you're going to be done. It's going to be done right there. And you just click use in mock, and then you just go mock. And that's how we do the draft simulator right there. So you're going to click mock, and then you're going to go into the draft simulator. And that, my friends, is how you use the Ultimate Draft cheat sheet on Fantasy Pros. And that's what I've been doing right here. And that's, you can see Alex has been doing it as well. So today we're going to do 2 PPR drafts. We're going to go from the 3-hole using PPR version 8.1 over at RosterWatch PPR, 3-hole snake, 1 QB, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, 1 tight end, and 2 flex, along with, I think we have 7 bench usually. All right, and then we're going to go all the ADPs, and we're going to go ahead and use PPR version 8.1. We're going to plug that bad boy in, and we're going to get mocking. Jamie in the chat, Jamie Parag, shout out to you. Gooner Boy, appreciate you guys jumping in here. If you are listening on YouTube, I would appreciate if you click that like button, click subscribe. We are closing in on on the pitiful number of 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. We're going to keep climbing this bad boy. I promise you that. And you're only going to get more and more content here at Roster Watch on YouTube and on podcast. If you're listening on podcast, give us some 5 stars. If you're on Spotify, we would madly appreciate you. But otherwise, if you're on YouTube, click that subscribe button, turn them damn bells on, because we're going to be going live. We've been live every freaking day the last month or so. Matt Cassidy, shout out to you. Thank you for tuning in, tapping in. All right, let's draft here from the 3-hole. At the 101, Justin Jefferson goes. At the 102, Jamar Chase. Shocker, we get our boy Christian McCaffrey here at the 3 spot. We're going to drop down to round 2 after this. Patrick Mahomes goes 206. Derrick Henry, 207. Josh Allen, 28. And Jonathan Taylor goes 29. We're at the 210 right here, and it's saying to draft. Oh, wait, let me go over here, bring the sheet up, make sure I'm not flubbing. It says Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is 1 spot ahead of Jalen Wallace. We're going to go ahead and take Josh Jacobs and start out with 2 running backs in this build. Alex loves Josh Jacobs. He trusts Josh Jacobs going through this process. I know he has yet to sign his franchise tender, but hey, we still got a little bit of time left, and if Josh signs it, he's going to be the lead back as he was last year. Between the 210 and the 303, we're back on the clock. Olave, Jalen Waddle, Joe Mixon, and Najee Harris. Najee Harris's price is getting up there. It's getting up there. It's getting up there. I don't know if I want to pay round 2 for Najee, but I love the round 3 prices for Najee, round 4 prices for Najee. And in your home leagues, if people hate him, you might just get him later than that. All right, Devonta Smith by himself. That's our wide receiver 1. We're going to come on down here to round number 4, pick number 10. Kelvin Ridley goes at the board. Deebo Samuel goes at 406. Amari Cooper at 405. We're staring right into the eyes of DeAndre Hopkins or Breece Hall, and I don't see a Breece Hall on the board, so we're going to go ahead and take DeAndre Hopkins here, and he's going to be our wide receiver 2. So we start out McCaffrey, Josh Jacobs, Devonta Smith, and DeAndre Hopkins. At the 411 goes Chris Godwin, Rashad White, Elvin Kamara at the 501, and Drake London at the 502. We're on the clock here at 503 with a bevy of running backs asking to join this maniacal squad. J.K. Dobbins and Kenneth Walker are 2 of the guys at the top of that list. And Dobbins, his ADP 62, and Kenneth Walker's is 45. I think there's a world where we get both of these guys, but we're not the turn. If this was 4-10, 5-3, I might take Kenneth Walker first and bet on Dobbins falling to the 5-3 spot, but we're at the 5-3. J.K. Dobbins is ranked higher, so we're going to go ahead and take J.K. Dobbins right here. All right, and we're going to fall down to the 6-10. Some of the key names as we went around this pick here. Christian Watson goes 603. Deontay Johnson 604. Darren Waller goes 607. A guy we usually get a lot of. David Montgomery goes 605. We're on the clock here at the 610. We currently have McCaffrey, Jacobs, and Dobbins at running back. We have Devonta Smith, DeAndre Hopkins at wide receiver, and Javonte Williams is at the top of the list here on the PPR Ultimate Draft cheat sheet. His ADP is 70. We're at pick 70, and we're going to go ahead and take Javonte and have 4 running backs for this beastie squad right now. Mike Evans comes back around to us, round 7, pick 3. Is Mike Evans on the same row as George Kittle? He is not. He's 4 spots higher, so we're going to take Mike Evans. Even though George Kittle fell with that 48 ADP, we're still passing on George Kittle, as you can see. So Mike Evans comes in as wide receiver 3 for this team. 806, Jackson Smith and Jigba. 807, Brandon Cooks. Kadarius Toney goes 8-9. Puke. I don't want any of that. Cortland Sutton goes 8-8. I don't know if that's taken into account the Jerry Jeudy injury from today, but Cortland Sutton goes 8-8. Just for those that are curious, we're on the board here at 810. And Khalil Herbert seems to be the top guy on the board. Khalil Herbert's there. Antonio Gibson's 3 spots below him, and Michael Thomas is equal to Antonio Gibson. So I think that there's a world we take Herbert here and potentially get Thomas on the wrap. Let's get that running back number 5. And between him goes Gibson, Brian Robinson, Jamal Williams, Samaje Perine, and Michael Thomas falls into our laps at pick 99 with an ADP of 100. I love Michael Thomas. I'm getting a lot of Michael Thomas in my personal drafts. I drafted him, I think, at the 901 in a Superflex, Triflex, actually. It's Superflex, but there's multiple flex spots as well. 48-man tournament, Deep End Invitational over at Player Profiler with some real dogs. JJ Zachariason, Rich Rebar, Dwayne McFarland, Billy, Matt, Theo were all in this draft. It's a 4-day tournament. You can find that one over at Player Profiler, but I was drafted from the one hole. Just a maniacal squad. In those tournaments, people are going to hate on me. I took Anthony Richardson 101, which is, again, I know, I get it, but it's a tournament, and I want to have a different team than anybody else. I started out with the tricycle. I went Richardson, Dak, and Kirk Cousins, and it's best ball. So if you go check that squad out, that's over on Twitter at The Deep End or at Carpentier NFL. But for this team right now that we're talking about, we're drafting from the 3 spot, and we're in round 10 now. Through the first 9 picks, we have McCaffrey, we have Josh Jacobs, J.K. Dobbins, Javonte Williams, and Khalil Herbert. So that's 5 running backs. We have Devonta Smith, DeAndre Hopkins, Mike Evans, and Mike Thomas. That's 4 wide receivers, 3 of which are 30-plus years old. And I don't care because they're all savages when the ball is put in their hands. At the 10-10, we don't get a guy that's 30 years old. We get a guy that is fresh out of college, and his name is Zay, because it's Zay Day every day. Zay Flowers joins the squad as that wide receiver number 5. So we have 5 and 5 running back, 5 receivers. 11:03, Kendre Miller is right here, right now. Come on down, and we'll see if Roshan makes it to us in round 12. He does not, but I'll tell you who does. The quarterback I just talked about, Anthony Richardson, 12.10, makes it to us. This is after, again, this is maniacal where Anthony Richardson's going in these. I think you're going to have to take him in the round 9 of your home leagues. That's just point blank. I think you're going to have to do it. Fournette goes 12:02, Roshan 12:03, Zamir White 12:5, Chuba Hubbard 12:6, DJ Chark 12:7. Just to give you an example of the guys that went off in front of Richardson. We're going to take him here at 12:10, however, and he's going to join the team. 13:03, we need a tight end and we need 2 bench spots. Dalton Kincaid is here at round 13:03. Van Jefferson and Dalton Kincaid, are they on the same line? They are on the same line, so we're going to go ahead and take our guy Kincaid. And we're going to fall to the 14:10 and get these last 2 bench spots, and they're going to be Van Jefferson and Tyjae Spears. And we're going to auto draft the rest of this team. And we're going to go ahead and get a 96 out of 100 from the consensus over at Fantasy Pros. We've got a 97 from Andrew Erickson, Joe Pisapia, Pat Fitzmaurice. Usually Derek Brown's the one that gives us a 97, 98. Everybody else kind of hates on us. This time, Derek Brown doesn't like the squad, but this is a disgusting one. Anthony Richardson, Christian McCaffrey, Josh Jacobs, Javonte Williams, J.K. Dobbins, Khalil Herbert, Kendre Miller, Tyjae Spears are running back, wide receivers, Devonta Smith, DeAndre Hopkins, Mike Evans, Mike Thomas, Van Jefferson, and Zay Everyday Flowers with a tight end of Dalton Kincaid, who's going to be playing mad slot. Like I remember a couple years ago, we saw Gesicki get 55% in the slot in Miami. Kincaid is going to be getting like 75% in the slot for the Buffalo Bills. Appreciate you guys in the chat on YouTube. Dinas, Matt, Gooner, Jamie. Dina says, should I pick Kelsey at pick 2 in a redraft money league? If not, who? I would not, unless it's super premium. It's got to be like 2.5 PPR for tight ends to take Kelsey at pick number 2. If you're talking about the 102, because that's a McCaffrey, that's a Jefferson in my book. If you're talking about round 2, that's a conversation. I would definitely probably take him round 2 if he falls there. Jamie got Najee in round 4 in a home league, he says. Yeah, Dina says, or should I stick with Jefferson, CMC, Chase? Yes, 100%. You should go check out the RosterWatch Ultimate Draft cheat sheet, and you just get a month. You just tap in for a month, be a pro member, and you can check it out, see what it looks like, and see if you'd like to join the maniacal society here at RosterWatch. I would not draft Kelsey at pick 102. I like Gibson over Herbert, then get Roshan pick. Yep, that was kind of my target there. Matt Cassidy, I've been locked into RosterWatch for years. Always walk away from the draft with the maniacal squad. In-season tools are so clutch. Matt says, your next draft, can you go half PPR from the 8th spot? Matt, we are currently working on updating the half-point standard Ultimate Draft cheat sheet, and I'm going to be doing these on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I've been doing them the last month and a half or so. Next Tuesday is going to be the day that I'm going to do standard drafts. Today's just dedicated to PPR, so we're going to do two PPR drafts. But like I said, I showed kind of early in this video. I don't know if you maybe you missed it, maybe not. But if you want to roll it back and see how to update or upload the Ultimate Draft cheat sheet into Fantasy Pros, you can go and you can take the Ultimate Draft cheat sheet from RosterWatch.com. You can put it into your system. You can put it on Fantasy Pros, and you can run as many mocks as your heart desires. But I appreciate you. I will be back on Tuesday to do the standard mock drafts for the Ultimate Draft cheat sheet. Let's do one more draft here. He did say the 8 spot, so I'll do the 8 spot, but I'm going to do PPR. Like I said, I can't do half PPR just because we're working on that sheet right now. The next iteration of it, and we've had some injuries that we just haven't accounted for yet. And we don't want to give you guys a shitty product. So we're going to keep on grinding every single day. All right. Pick 8 overall PPR. Snake, 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 receiver, 1 tight, and 2 flex. Give me 7 bench spots. Give us all those ADPs from all those sources, ESPN, NFL, RTS, and Sleeper. And give us that PPR version 8.1, the Monaco version 8.1 over at rosterwatch.com. Thank you guys for tuning in. Gooner has a question. Quick, we'll answer this one. Have to pick one keeper, Stevenson or Sanders in the 7th, Rachaad White in the 11th, or Pacheco in the 14th. If this is PPR, I'm going Rachaad White in the 11th. If it's half, I'd be inclined to go Pacheco in the 14th. I just love value. I'm not big on Stevenson this year. I wasn't before the Zeke signing. Still not. Sanders, I love Sanders. He looked great at camp, but man, them injuries, brother. And White is a starting running back with literally nothing behind him that I'm worried about. I'd take White if it's PPR, and I'd potentially consider Pacheco in half, but I think I'd go White regardless. Appreciate you, Gunnar, for tuning in, tapping in. Again, if you're on podcast and you're missing the live stream, come over to YouTube Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we'll be doing these mocks on YouTube. Search Roster Watch, subscribe, turn the bell on, and you'll get notified when we go live. All right, let's do this one from the 8 hole. Again, you're going to click My Team, top ranked players, and that is going to sort by our Ultimate Draft cheat sheet. All right. 101 in this draft was Jefferson, 2 was Chase, 3 McCaffrey, 4 St. Brown, 5 Cup, 6 Eckler, and 7 was Kelsey. He goes to Jake from State Farm. That's the team name. That's a fantastic team name. We're on board at 108, and it looks like they're going to ask us to take Tyreek Hill or Austin Eckler. And I don't see an Austin Eckler, so we're going to go ahead and take Tyreek Hill. The dog. I don't know what you want to call Tyreek Hill. He's just a menace, dude. That's just what he is. All right, we're going to come back here. 205. Nick Chubb is the clear cut above Tony Pollard, 1 spot. So we're going to start out with Chubb and Tyreek Hill. Byron loves him some Nick Chubb. He said he watched him up there at the Philadelphia joint practice, Philadelphia and Cleveland, and Chubb looks unreal. So if he's going to lead this backfield and potentially be the Henry, he's going to go 300 plus carries and just absolutely hogwash everybody. We're gonna be here to ride the new big dog in Chubb, or the brute dog, whatever you want to call him, because I saw him squat 700 on a flex bar, and that's pretty impressive. I'm not sure if Derrick Henry's doing that right now. He's kind of got some long legs. I'm not sure if he could even squat 7, but all right. So round 3, Najee goes 3-1 like we talked about before. Hurts, Metcalf, Ramondre Stevenson, round 3. Yuck. Joe Mixon, 305, Travis Etienne, 306, and Devonta Smith, 307. We're back on the clock here at the 308. Again, we have Chubb and Tyreek Hill. 308, it says T. Higgins or Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is 3 spots below T. Higgins. We're going to go ahead and take T. Higgins. Again, remember, we're using the Ultimate Draft cheat sheet at rosterwatch.com. There's 3 simple rules. Cross the player off if you're drafting in your home leagues, and select the highest remaining. If there's a tie, if the guys are on the same line, that's why I said Tyreek or Eckler. Well, Eckler was already drafted. That means I'm taking Tyreek. But if we get to a certain spot here in a minute, like right now, where it's Dameon Pierce or Amari Cooper, they're on the same line. So we get an option. Do you guys want Dameon Pierce or do you want Amari Cooper? Because I want Amari Cooper. So I'm going to go ahead and take our 3rd wide receiver, and his name is Amari Cooper. So that's going to give us Chubb, Tyreek Hill, T. Higgins, and Amari Cooper on the squad. We're back on the clock at 508. Elvin Kamara goes 5'4". Your boy Rachaad White goes 5'5". Tyler Lockett 5'6", and Kenneth Walker 5'7". We do possibly need a running back here. Let's see. We got Christian Watson. We got Javonte Williams. Javonte's one spot below Christian, so we're going to go ahead and take that fourth wide receiver. Some dynamic dudes right here. Tyreek Hill, Christian Watson. You got the big guy, the big beta alpha, and T. Higgins, and then you got the Amari Cooper in Cleveland. Very, very interesting wide receiver core. I like every bit of it. I'm not the biggest T. Higgins guy, but hey, I'll take him as my wide receiver 4 if I have to. All right, 605 here. Justin Herbert goes off the board. Deontay Johnson, 602. We're at the 605. It says Javonte or James Conner. Javonte's 2 spots ahead, so we're going to go ahead and take Javonte right here. Also, Darren Waller's peeping his head in there. That's an interesting one where if you're in a draft and maybe you have that second running back already, you could consider Darren Waller there, taking him over the couple running backs just because of how the roster and the build is going. That's not bastardizing the cheat sheet if you have 2 running backs already, 3 wide receivers, and Waller's peeping his head and he's just 2 spots down. I don't think that's bastardizing in my opinion, so I wouldn't be against taking Waller. My rule is if you don't get Waller, ship it to Boston, take Hayden Hurst in the last round, whatever, because he's a savage. Javonte here, that's the pick, 605. And we're going to roll down the road to get David Montgomery at pick 80 overall. And he's going to be our RB3, Chubb, Javonte, and David Montgomery. Waller went a couple picks before him. Round 8 now. A.J. Dillon goes, Khalil Herbert, Odell Beckham Jr., and Jerick McKinnon. We're on the board 805. We have Chubb, Javonte Williams, and David Montgomery. At wide receiver, we have Tyreek Hill, T. Higgins, Amari Cooper, and Christian Watson. The Ultimate Draft cheat sheet says, hey, boys, take Brandon Cooks. So we're going to go ahead and take Brandon Cooks. Supposedly the wide receiver 2 in Dallas on the opposite side of CeeDee Lamb. The 908, Michael Thomas, top of the chain. That's going to give us 6 wide receivers. I'm about content there. But Elijah Moore is here at pick 113. Take Elijah Moore and then probably ride out running backs the rest of the way. We do need a quarterback and a tight end, but we're going to get Kendra here. And then we're up with, let's see, we got Evan Ingram, ADP of 77, falling to 137 overall. That does not seem realistic whatsoever. Anthony Richardson is also here. Let's see if they're in the same line. I'm not sure they are. Richardson is further down the sheet. He's on the same line as Van Jefferson, but Ingram is the one outlier. I hate this. I don't think that's realistic that Ingram falls to round 12. And that kind of is annoying because that's not really a realistic draft, having him fall. That's literally 60 spots past the ADP. That doesn't make any sense. I guess that we're going to miss out on Richardson, though. Damn, that's so stupid. All right, whatever. We get to take Ingram. And then we missed out on Richardson. Maybe that happens. You never know. I mean, I don't think Richardson's going to realistically be there in your 12th round of your home leagues, but he goes 1304 in this iteration of the simulator. Now we're here in round 13. We have 3 picks left, quarterback and 2 bench spots. We have our tight end in Evan Ingram, quarterback and 2 bench spots. We could use another running back, so we're going to go ahead and take Tyja. We're good at receiver. And then we're going to take a quarterback and a tight end, Kincaid. And that last pick is going to be a quarterback. Kirko Chains or Rajina. We have Kirko Chains ahead of him, so we're going to go ahead and take Kirko right here. And join the squad in 1 quarterback PPR. This one I'm not feeling the best about just because of what happened with that Evan Ingram and Anthony Richardson situation. But let's finish it out and see what it looks like. 93 out of 100. You got to love it. Even when you think you messed up, you don't, because they love the squad. Derek Brown hates it. That's so random. He loved all of our squads last week. 96 out of 100 from Andrew Erickson, but the consensus says 93. Kirk Cousins, Nick Chubb, Javonte Williams, Tyreek Hill, T. Higgins, Evan Ingram, Amari Cooper, Christian Watson, David Montgomery, Brandon Cooks, Michael Thomas, Elijah Moore, Kendre Miller, Tyja Spears, and Dalton, wide receiver / tight end Kincaid on the team. Appreciate you guys all tuning in and tapping in here at Roster Watch on YouTube and on the Roster Watch podcast feed. I am Cody Carpentier. You can find me on Twitter at Carpentier NFL. We'll be back on Tuesday, like I said, to do some standard half PPR mock drafts using the Fantasy Pro Simulator. Reminder, if you missed the early part of the show, go back, listen, watch it. If you're interested in doing your own simulations using the Ultimate Draft Cheat Sheet, getting ready for draft weekend. This is the biggest weekend. Well, actually, probably next weekend. But if you're degenerate, you've already been drafting, doesn't matter. Tune in, RosterWatch.com. If you want to come over and hang out with me and Matty Kiwoom, my boy, patreon.com/executives. We'll get you a couple behind-the-scenes videos, some rankings, some 2024 stuff, some dynasty rankings, et cetera, et cetera. Otherwise, check everything out at RosterWatch.com. Until next week, Jamie, I appreciate you in the chat. Matt, I appreciate you in the chat. I am Cody Carpentier, and I'll see you next time.